Going on, guys? School Shooter 69 here. My hair is super greasy, I know, and I'm tired, and my throat hurts. But let's talk about dark things. By dark, I mean shadows and darkness and But let's talk about what's been going on the past couple of years. I guess since I'm actually myself again, I don't know how long it's been. I will be completely honest with you. I do not know how long I've been gone for. And that's what I want to talk about is the dark side of people, I guess, and how it feels, and I don't know, sort of what it's like, sort of thing. And do I know these people on this TV right now? I swear I know that guy. Yeah, that's that one guy from that one show. Sorry, this makes no sense to you guys, and you guys are never gonna know what I'm talking about. So let's talk about what it's like, and how to get out, sort of thing, and explain this whole darkness thing. Everybody has three sides. Or more, but everybody has three sides. You have your good side, your neutral side, and your bad side. Kind of like yin and yang, but there's a neutral sort of connection when they're both all together. When they're all together, the good side is either you getting straight A's, or let's say you grew up somewhere really rough, kind of like ISIS, where the good part of you is to kill people, sort of thing. You know, that's your good side, and then you got your neutral side where it's like you're going by day to day, kind of doing a little bit of good things, a little bit of bad things. Maybe a nicest member is making his family dinner or something. Something he's not used to, or maybe you gotta see on your test or something, and you're not used to that sort of thing, but you're just kind of getting through life. And then you got your bad side, which is the opposite of who you are, and everyone has an opposite. You know, the opposite of a nicest guy is someone helping people, probably, and the opposite of a straight A student is obviously getting kicked out of school and things like that, kind of like what happened to me. So, everyone has three sides: the good, bad, and neutral. And all my life, I've been on the good side. And, I've always been bullied and things like that, and I've always sort of been kind-hearted. Golden pure heart, as G would say, and a couple other people is. I'm just a really nice guy. I want to help people. I want people to smile, and I'm just here for the people. I never really cared about myself all that much. My parents voiced anything about me pretty much, and then I kind of got into this neutral state where it's like I'm generally not really caring anymore about really much. I'd care about some things, wouldn't care about other things. Some kid gets hit by a car, that sucks. There's not much I can do about it. And then you got my bad side, which is something I've been trapped in for a couple years. Before I met G, and a little bit after I met G, was this darkness. And I hardly remember anything that happened, and it's scary to think that's possible, that this can happen to anybody, but it's true. And I became a heartless, careless person. I did things I didn't want to do, and I was very suicidal because I didn't want to be in this state that I was in. I didn't want to be a heartless person. I'm very caring and loving, and I just didn't want to be stuck in this hellish void that I just couldn't get out of. And, I became suicidal and stuff like that. And I'm fine with admitting that. Because, that happens to people, and just shouldn't really hide it, and I don't really hide anything, because if I have something to hide, I'm gonna hide it, but if I'm gonna tell you something about my life or my family and stuff like that, obviously I don't have a reason to hide it, so, and I don't really have a reason to hide a lot of things, that's why I jump into a lot of personal stuff, because a lot of people hide that, and when you hide things like that, people don't really connect with you, or they don't really relate to you, and sure, I will hide my feelings, like I pretty much do all the time, of how I really, really feel. But, I kind of feel like that's okay, but at the same time, don't do that. Please don't do that, but, I understand why you want to do it. But, I was in this dark state of mind where I didn't care about very much. I just wanted to get out of the house, away from everything, away from everybody, and I just wasn't the safest person to be around, or just in general. I'd cross the road without looking, or I would think about doing crazy shit and things like that, and just, it was a real rough time. and I hated every second of it. That's why I was suicidal. I wasn't suicidal because I hated life, or because life was hard. I was suicidal because I couldn't get out of where I was. I didn't want to be who I was. And the worst thing is, um, G is also getting on that path. And as much as I don't want her to watch this, or anyone in her family to watch this, but I may as well explain to you guys, because again, I don't really have anything to hide. Um, she, as you guys know, was a very kind, pure-hearted girl. And we all know this. And she was exactly like me. She's my soulmate, and we cared so much, and she would tell me stories like how she would care for like homeless people all the time, and sometimes she would give her like lunch or school lunch to them and stuff like that. And oh, it just makes me smile so much. Just how much she cared, and just how much she really sort of was the mini me sort of thing. And kind of like my mother as well, the mother that died of cancer, the one who adopted me, the one I relate to, She loved her, and she never even got to meet her. And to me, it's just like, it makes me want to cry all the time, but just thinking about it, because they never got to meet, and they never will get to meet. But G loved her beyond belief for literally no reason, and I'm sure my mom would love her too, and I know she does. But we all have a dark side, and we all see it at some point. And that's true. We all see all our three sides. Just remember that. We all see it at some point. But the worst part is we know when we're about to go into our dark phase. And most of the time we'll warn somebody, kind of like G did, where she's like, if this happens ever, I want you to help me. And, say things like, no matter, what I say to you or what I do, or I'm going to be doing this and this and this, please stop me sort of thing, or no matter what I say, don't give up sort of thing, if you really love me, whatever sort of thing. I don't know who I warned before this happened, because you don't really remember that sort of phase. You don't remember really turning into the bad person, you just remember all the good. And then when you're in the bad state, you really don't remember anything. And yes, I remember feeling suicidal and some of the things I did and said and thought and all that kind of stuff. But I don't remember over half of the things that happened, which is very scary to think about. And G's on that path too. Everything she said was going to happen and that she wanted me to save her from is happening. Everything she's warned me about has happened. And she specifically said if this ever happened... This was around, like, the first year we met. She was like, if this ever happened, please help me and whatever. And, we both love each other. And, if this ever happens, save me, sort of thing. And it's definitely happening. It happened the moment we broke up, because she specifically said... if when we break up, or if we ever break up, because we had talked about what would happen if we broke up, just here and there as conversation, as most people would do. But she told me she would lose part of herself, and then told me everything that would happen. If it happened, please help me, sort of thing. And I thought she was just saying she'd lose part of herself because that's what everyone says. That's what everybody says. I said it too. And she wasn't joking. She legitimately meant that. Because I seen her go from the good phase to the neutral phase to the absolute bad phase. And it happened very fucking quickly. It happened like in a span of a week. Went from I love you to just depressed to where she is now, sort of thing. And as much as I hate it, it's the same thing that happened to me back in the day too. And I can't relate. And I guess my biggest challenge of all of this to be able to save her was bettering myself. And that was the last thing she told me to do before she changed. And I know she said to better myself, and I didn't know what she meant. But that was the last thing she said before she changed into the person that she is now. Or going to the neutral depressed sort of phase and whatever. Because she started blocking me, and she wasn't able to talk to me anymore, or being able to get help from me anymore. So that's what sort of drove her into that neutral state, because I was keeping her to where she wanted to be. And then, without my help, she obviously changed. And became the person that she feared of being. And I hate the fact that that's possible, but it is. And, where was I going again with this? I don't remember now. I was helping her. Better myself. I didn't know what she meant by that. And ever since I met her, she was pulling me out of this dark phase. And obviously when she left, I became very, very extremely suicidal. And I didn't hide it from anybody. I'm like, yeah, I'm suicidal. Yeah, I want to fucking die. I didn't hide it from anybody. And that took me so long to sort of get out of my bad phase to the neutral phase to finally the good fucking phase. And I don't know how long exactly it took, but I can tell you by the start of April, or actually by the start of, probably April actually, is when I realized, hey, I feel pretty fucking good. Like, I'm happy, I'm energetic sort of thing, and, sometimes I hit these low points, but that's normal. But I was able to better myself, and I guess what she meant was to not end up like she did, or to better myself as in don't end up back to where I was, because maybe she knew she wasn't able to help me, and she knew that I'm the only one that can help her. So by bettering myself and not going back into my dark place, I'd be able to help her, sort of thing. While learning all these lessons, and all I gotta say is just thanks to her. Even if I end up not being able to help her, even though she told me to, that it's hard to save someone who's lost inside themselves. Because they don't know what they're saying, they don't know what they're doing. Hell, my friends have told me stories and things that I've done around or to them, and I'm like, I don't remember that at all. Like, why would I do such a thing, sort of thing, And it's scary just to think about, like, how someone's in this phase, and you might know that they're in this phase, and generally they're in a lot of pain, but they're not going to show it, and they're not going to agree with it. Kind of like how I said, oh, I'm completely fine, and stuff like that, when really you guys know that I wasn't. And it's hard to save someone who's lost in themselves, because they're going to deny it every chance they get. And the only way to save them is to connect with them internally. That I don't mean like have sex with them, I mean you have to connect souls. Which was easy with me and G because we were soulmates, which makes me one of the only people who can save her from her inner demons, pretty much. And which is the reason why she was able to help me pretty much day one when we first met. She was pretty much able to help me instantly. And that's because we connected, and the stories that she told me about, her past couple years and whatever, I'm like, damn, that reminds me so much of everything I've been going through, and we just built each other up, and we were just so happy and positive and really helping each other, and getting all our work done, schoolwork, homework, all that kind of stuff. Connecting with family, and with the help of each other, we were able to grow not only closer to each other, but with our families and our life in general, and being able to take control, and that's just super important. And that's a girl that's is that the same girl who was in the last episode? Is this the same? Give me a second. Is this the same episode? Is this the same episode? Because this is the episode where a girl got raped in like a house. Family behind a rental empire defends. Is this the same episode? Is this the same? Can I not go back? I think this is the same episode. Where this girl got raped. This is Law and Order Special Victims Unit, because I only have this and another show. Yeah, that's the same episode. Okay, I didn't get to see the start of it. That's weird. Anyways, it's hard to save someone who's lost inside themselves, and it's possible to save them, but it's super hard because they're going to be denying everything. And one of the biggest things, also shown by this episode, is consent is very important, and that is true. Even if you're lost inside yourself, you have to connect souls so they agree for you to help them. And when they finally agree and they're kind of breaking through their little demonic shell of darkness and death, you'll be able to help them. But they have to agree, for you to help them. And, I agreed for G to help me, and she did dramatically help me. And here I am now, on my own soon. Obviously, without her help at the moment, but she's helped me through and through. And she was able to do it. I didn't think it's possible, but she's able to do it. She's able to help me. And, that's what I need to do for her as well. But being trapped in this darkness is something very scary because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're saying half the time, and like I said, I don't remember over half the things I did or said, and I remember a lot of things that happened with me and G when I was okay, but after she left, I don't remember a lot of things that I did or said to her or anybody, or even me trying to fix things at the time. Um, But one of the bad things is about saving someone who's lost inside themselves is dealing with the things that they say. And one of the things G said before she left, or well, no, back when we first met, sort of thing, we were talking about this sort of stuff, is no matter what I say to you that may hurt you, just know I'm not myself. So please don't give up and don't hate me, sort of thing. And it's something very hard to deal with when the one you love mostly and hold dear is telling you to fuck off, or is blocking you, or telling you how much they hate you, or is lying, not just lying to you, to themselves, but like everyone around them. You're just stuck in an eternal lie of just, like I was lying to everybody. And I'm someone who doesn't lie, yet my dark side does lie. Very much. He's a liar. And, it's hard to deal with very hurtful things being said by someone you love. And that's just one of the prices you have to pay when trying to save someone who's lost inside themselves, who asked you to help. But if they say, don't give up, or, they know that they trust you, sort of thing, and that's why I care so much about her and just want to save her. It's because she trusted me. And trust is one of the most important things to me, but not just to me, but to us. Because, again, since we met, we've been trying to build trust day by day, and we always did. And, some nights we'd have, like, before we go to bed, it's like, I just want you to trust me through anything, sort of thing, and be like, oh, I want you to trust me to wake up on time, or trust me to go to school on time if you don't wake up, sort of thing. And it was just always about trust, love, care, just about building not just ourselves up, but our lives up, and being stable. And it was the best feeling in the world, and I miss it a lot. But I won't give up on her because she trusted me, and trust again is important. And as much as she's doing stuff that I absolutely hate, and she did warn me about, and as much as this could ruin a lot of things, she trusts me. And yeah, it's hard seeing someone move on so quickly, but if they're in their dark state of mind, you can't really blame them. I did things I didn't want to do, and I still did them. And I regret it now. Well, do I regret it? Yeah, probably. I regret it. It's just hard. It's hard to deal with things like that. But sometimes it has to be done. And you may not like it, but, you're going to have to get through it at some point and help them out. Kind of like she did with me. And after she left, I don't remember a lot of things I said or did to anybody. I've said things to her, and probably said things to her family too. I think I sent a letter soon after too, to her parents or something, because I got a comment a long time ago from her cousin, who made all this happen. Thank you so much. Talking to me like, how are you gonna call the cops if you keep sending us letters and stuff like that? I don't even remember writing a letter. I don't remember sending a letter. And I don't even remember what the comment said. I don't remember what I replied with. I don't remember if I DM'd her family. I don't remember if I made separate accounts to watch over her. I don't remember anything that happened for a long time after the breakup. And that's because I was in my dark state of mind again. But what she meant by better myself is to get out of that, to back to my normal state, to then be able to help her. Because if we're both in our dark states, we're both the opposite of ourselves, and mind you, that could work out if you're soulmates, because you're opposites, again. Because when you're soulmates, you have a lot of the same likes and dislikes. Even if you're the opposite people, you still have the same likes and dislikes, sort of thing, or the same outlook on the world. I was suicidal. I hated life. I didn't really care much about myself. I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do, and maybe she's in that rebellious sort of state too, is where she's like, I don't really care. I don't have much to lose, sort of thing. I'm gonna just do whatever. But I want to save her so much because she warned me about one of the biggest things, which is moving on or listening to random people or falling for fuck boys and things like that, because I warned her about fuck boys and she was like, I never want that to happen to me. And it happened. Multiple times, probably. She has fallen for many tricks and tricks that are easy to avoid. She fell for Arthur, and as much as I hate him, I kind of feel bad for him because of what happened to him. She fell for someone who pretty much basically said, hey, this guy you're talking with, mind you, this is a complete stranger. A complete stranger walks up and is like, hey, this guy, not a good person. She's like, oh yeah, I agree. He's a terrible person. We didn't do anything together at all. And then they went together, and then they broke up, and then she somehow trusts this random person. Just because she's not only she's filled with the lies that she's told herself, but she's filled with the lies of other people around her too, and she's not able to. She's everything that she said would happen to her if she ever left me. So, and that one story about what would happen at her old age, sort of thing, and how her life would end up, and I don't want that to happen at all. I care way too much for that to happen. I'm never gonna tell you guys that story. That's very personal, but I never want that to happen to her ever, and I will do everything in my possible way to help her. And I'm sorry it's taken so long to better myself, but you were right. I had to do that because here I am again. I'm back, and I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while, but I'm actually me again. I'm actually positive and not super suicidal, and I know what I want, sort of thing, and I'm actually good again. I care a lot, and I'm me. I'm me. But I'm on my own soon, and I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I really want to go to LA, and I'm probably gonna go to LA and just work on YouTube and stuff, and grow on Twitch and things like that. But we'll see how this goes. But if I do save her, or when I do save her, I am gonna be giving her a note or whatever soon. Whenever I have the money to do that, which should be within the next couple days. I'm going to tell her that whenever I do save her, and she agrees to either for me to come down there, for her to come here, and agrees to this, that I want us to take time to sort of be off the internet. Not being on Twitter, Instagram, things like that, not on YouTube, nothing with the internet, maybe making phone calls to family and stuff like that, or texting family. But I want us to rebuild ourselves again like we did since day one. I basically want us to start all over. And that means I won't be on the internet for a while while we sort of figure this all out. And I'm sure you guys are completely fine with that. The true fan base that, you guys don't watch all the videos, but you guys are always like, hey, we're here for you. If you need to take time, go away. And you always see people like that on videos where content creators are like, oh, I'm going to be leaving. And you see comments where like, oh, yeah, we understand if you need to take time, do that. And you guys have no idea how much the true supporters are. Just, you guys are so important to us. You really are. Even for smaller channels, bigger channels, it doesn't matter. You're all so important with feedback like that. Being like, yeah, we're still going to be here when you leave, sort of thing. It's just things like that are just so heartwarming. And, if and when I get G back, I'm going to be taking a break. And if I don't get her back, I'm still going to be taking a break. Because I want to better myself and figure out everything. But with that being said, I will probably tell you guys if I get her back or not. Be like, hey, I got her back. I'm going to be taking a break for a while. And even make a video with her about it. But I just want us to reset everything. And because she's in a dark state as well, it doesn't happen in a couple hours to where you can just fix everything. It takes a couple days, weeks, even a month to really get them out of that. But we both know I can help her. And we both know that it's possible to get most of it done within a couple hours. And let me sneeze if I can. I don't think I can. Kind of like a light or something. Why does light make you sneeze? Google that for me. I'll probably Google that for myself, but I don't have the internet in here, so. Anyways, as I was saying. If and when, or if I don't get her back, I'm going to be taking a break. So, I know you guys understand, but I just want us to rebuild ourselves because we've disconnected from everything. Mind you, I'm back to myself now, but she's been in constant lies to not me, herself, but everybody. And, she's probably been taken away from her friends and parts of her family and saying things that she doesn't mean. And I just want us to fix that, even if it means nothing to me with her reconnecting with her family and stuff. I still want to help her and kind of bring her back to who she wanted to be and was just a happy, caring person who's going towards her hopes and dreams and wants people to smile like I do, and it's always just so helpful and basically exactly who I was and am becoming again. And I know a lot of her friends who used to talk to her all the time, they don't talk very much anymore ever since we broke up, and I'm sure they miss her too, and I'm gonna get her back. Not just for me, not just for herself, but everyone who misses her. And I'm gonna work on that. But I'll see you guys in the next video. That was way too long of a rant. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And I said that too much. See you guys.